Okay. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name again is Marcela, for those that don't know who I am. I know some of you already know. And today's class is about, everybody knows what this class is about, meaning spirituality, some Kabbalah, some secrets, and some self-improvement work. And I would like to invite you all to do some breathing work. I'm okay. It's all right. I will survive my moments of bad accent. So if you guys don't understand me, please ask. Thank you. All right. So we're not too fancy today, so we're just gonna use my phone. Is that okay? All right. Let's see. Do we close this already or? Yes, I'm in Zoom already. I just don't see anybody asking to come in.
I have a speaker in my car, but
I don't think they need it. It's fine. I don't know. All right. So every time we do some type of meditation of light work, we would like not to be like crossed out. We want to put our phones in silence. Let me begin with me. Let it begin with me. Hopefully not. Yes, let me just this. And then no, because if I do this, it will work.
this doesn't work.
Okay. So they turn on the air conditioning. Okay.
Thank you.
Hopefully I can see if somebody's asking to come in. Anyway, so when we're going to do this type of work, we want to, first of all, we do this in order to connect. You know, the meat spots are exactly that. We believe that there are only rules, but also it's the way to maintain our soul connected. Some people connect through the rules, some people connect through other things. See? And a lot of people that have heard in the past, they went over other traditions because they didn't find spirituality in our religion, in our way of life, in our way of living, which is so sad because the truth is that we're full of spirituality, very rich, as a matter of fact. It's just more like people through the times made it a taboo, like a secret, like no for women. I remember giving a class of Kabbalah in a synagogue. Yeah. Welcome, Laura. I remember giving it's not him, it's me. I remember giving a class in Kabbalah and in a synagogue in West Palm Beach, and then I asked, okay, why you guys are here? So they were all people like younger than 40. They were women. I'm like, why are you here? If this is not supposed to be taught or learned from people that are women or that are over less than 40. So it's because we're no longer in that period of the world. We're no longer there. We are in that space. We now the walls are opening, and the wisdom is shared for everybody, and everybody deserves the wisdom because the closer we are to ourselves, the closer we are to Hashem. So I'm going to, oh my God, I didn't believe I was going to be so popular today. This is, oh my God. Hi, Leslie. How are you? If I get red, then. So anyway, I want to see if the girls can listen to this song. It's not a song, it's more like we're just going to breathe. And the way we're going to do it is to open ourselves up. See, with the consciousness that I want you to, like, open your legs and uncross yourself and stay, uh-huh, uncross yourself and be straight. And this is just going to be very simple. The idea is that we connect. Today, it's only us. I don't see a man yet. So let's connect the feminine power for now. And what we're going to do is the consciousness that you're going to ask yourself to be open and to be humble. In order for us to learn, it has to be some type of humbleness, right? Because if not, then and also sometimes any teaching comes with, oh no, but that's not what this says. Or, oh no, but that's not what Torah says, and things like that. So we start fighting in our mind and we stop our heart from feeling. But the truth is that we connect with the higher self when we connect with our hearts. That's it. That's so simple. Not so many years of Torah for that. That Talmud and Mishnah and all this, and they all here, but what about here? So the idea is that today we're going to, just for a minute, we're going to see if you guys, the ones from the Zoom, tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear this music or no? No, right? What about here? What about here? Oh, oh,
There's a speaker on the.
probably we don't need this. I don't want anybody to be distracted. So we're just gonna breathe together. Okay, so uncross your arms. There we go. And we're just going to breathe together. Inhale, deep, and hold it. And while you're holding it, now you just start letting go. And now you're gonna hold again. And while you're holding it, you are praying. I don't know, your own prayer. Inhale again. Hold it and exhale. And every time you're inhaling, inhale again. It's like you're opening your crown on your head. Hold it, inhaling, and slowly you exhale. Inhale again. And now you see yourself like like the inhaling, the air is like light. And now you open with the light, your crown, meaning on the top of your head. Exhale. Inhale. And now you see the light coming through your eyes, through your mouth, through your heart. Every single part of you accepts the teachings of this light. Continue breathing normally but deeply. And the intention of tonight is to have the humbleness and the capacity to learn and connect with your higher self. You continue breathing. Inhale again. Deeply. and hold it. Exhale. Once again. Once again. Now, you see every time you breathe, you see the light in every aspect of you. Your eyes, in your crown. Remember, this breathing is to open your crown so you can connect. And now, before you open your eyes, I would like for you to imagine that this beautiful white light sits in your heart. Exhale. It's here in your chest. See how it opens and opens more to the point that it surrounds you. It grows and grows. It goes all around yourself like you are surrounded by a beautiful bubble of white light. At this point, you're feeling safe. Nothing that is not the light will come to you. You are protected. You are sealed. And you're open to receive, to expand your consciousness and your evolution as a human being and as a spiritual being having a human experience on earth. And when you're ready, you're welcome to open your eyes. Okay. So today we're going to have two interesting topics. One of them is today is the 42nd day. We are counting on the Omer, right? Everybody knows that. And if anybody doesn't know, it's okay too. So we are in the 42nd day of the Omer. And how many days we count? 50. Very good. So on the 50th day, what happens? Shavuot. Good. So we are at the end of the counting of the Omer, the last week, and then we're starting Sivan, the month of Sivan, and we're going to get to the 6th of Sivan, which is Shavuot, right? So today we're going to analyze first what is today is ER 28. And I gave you this to all of you. Oh, my ladies. Oh, let me see. Oh, you don't have to read it. It's okay. So I would like one of you to read the first part. Let's see. Wait, Stacy. All right. So the first one, ER 28. Is it okay for you to do you guys hear when they talk? Can you talk, please?
Hello.
Can you hear it? Yes? Good.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Malchut.
For kingdom contains the word of physicality. It is here where the uncongealed cement mixture hardens like rock and takes on physical form and structure. It is the only one of the
Sephirot.
physical material seems to exist in a minuscule percentage of the whole. And it is here that a divergence in human consciousness spells the difference between individual lives lived in the light and those lived in the darkness.
You did not understand, right? It's okay.
Do I understand? Do I say?
Yeah, no. You said what?
No, I didn't know if you wanted me to go on.
No, it's okay. You finished in darkness. Okay, so Malchut of kingdom. Do we know what Malchut is? Okay, so now it's when we're going to start. I gave you Do you guys know, the ones on the Zoom, do you guys know what Malhut is?
Is it pride or something with God, like that shows in us?
Okay, let's see. I'm sharing with you guys this image, and you guys have that. So Malhut is a name of a Sephirot, meaning the tree of life has different, who knows the chakras? Some of you have heard of the chakras? Yes. Okay, it's the same thing, but in Hebrew. But this our system is 10. Actually, it's 12, but in this one is 10. Is so what are the chakras that are in Hebrew? They're called Sephirot. They're areas in which they're centers of energy in our body. And when we are counting on the Omer, each of these Sephirot, which each of these places here, we count 7 days, which is the 7 Sephirot from here to here.
Excuse me, I don't know what the second word.
It's one of the circles.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
which one of you?
Who wants to allow me to present a body? Come on.
Oh, no, I was thinking.
Yeah,
you can do it.
come on.
Okay.
So this is complicated. I realize that this is probably too advanced, but I'm going to try to make it easy. Okay. So you see the human body in Torah, you know, when you listen into Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, each triangle, you see these triangles, they are one of those pieces of your soul. So it's the lower self and the higher self, and the adult that lives in the body. See? So when we are talking about the 42nd day of the whole counting, we're now talking about a quality that is now located in this part, because we're going to Malhut, which is the reality. What we do, thank you very much. What we do in that when we are counting the Omer, it's like we are refining our energy little by little, so the divine energy comes into reality, into Malhut. Malhut is the physical body. You know, oh, I want this goal, and I want this goal, and I want this goal. All these goals are based on the work that we do in ourselves, so it can become true. Because, you know, a lot of people study Torah, and a lot of people, but their lives are a mess. Have you seen that type of thing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, because there is not enough consciousness, is not enough work, responsibility that we're taking for each of the qualities or limitations that we want to balance in our lives. So when today that we are in the 42nd day, it's 43rd, but it was 42nd now, but then now we're going to go now in the nighttime after the stars come up. Now we are on the 43rd day, right? So it says like this: today is the energy of loving kindness in nobility, like King David. So Malchut, which is a Sephirot, they call it Sephirot. Malchut represents King David. King David represents the manifestation on earth. And Abraham represents Hesed. And Isaac represents Gevorah. And each of our people represents each of the centers of our body and the qualities that we want to work on. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I can stay here forever, but unfortunately it's not going to happen for today. But I'm going to start coming more and more. So today today is the energy of loving kindness and nobility, like King David, who represents Malchut. Malchut is this one in the bottom. And it says, you see the one in the bottom, see? Mm-hmm. And it says, physical world, the material plane. A true king knows his job is to be in service of others. and not the other way around. So why is it that when you want to know somebody, give them power? Whatever powers mean for you in the situation that we're going to. Let's say I want to know how far can you go, and I'm going to give you $5. Let's say a baby, a little kid, or something that person figures or feels that is powerful. You will know who that soul is when you give them a little power. And you will know how far they will go and how strong can they be or how weak they are.
By their actions.
By their actions, of course. So it says here, not the other way around. Today, manifest your consciousness of service to others with actions. So the balance, I can know how balanced somebody is by how they managing the power they have. Whatever that power means to you. Power can be that I have a secret from my best friend. And then once my best friend doesn't do my way, I'm going to tell your boyfriend that you cheated on him. Now it's telling me already. See, that's power because she has a secret, right? We're not talking about not only a government power. We're talking about all kinds of power. Or I'm going to tell your mom that you didn't do your homework because you're not doing what I want. So that is teaching me. And I would like to think or invite you to think, how do I manage my power in life? Beauty is power. A lot of people follow beauty, right? And we girls can be powerful, aren't we? We can be very powerful. And we can also be very weak, very, I don't know how to call it, fool, or very kind. So that's what is this about. I mean, I understand you guys haven't understand the experience yet of going through the Sefirot. For the next year, you guys probably going to understand more. And when the Omer starts, then now, okay, what is the Sefirot this time? And we start from top to bottom. And then each of these, you see in the tree, it's that I want to see one from me. Let's see. Thank you, honey. I know that you guys have this one up, but you see from here, this is the head. You see the head? It says Keter, which is the crown, the connection. And the light comes and it starts coming through the head, here. That's what it's supposed to go through. You see? The more you allow the light to come into you, the more balanced we are. So let's say here is Hesed, and here is Gevorah, and here is Tiferet. Those are words of Hebrew. So can you find darkness in Hesed? What do you think? You know what Hesed is?
No.
Kindness. Kindness. Can you find, I am being kind to you. I'm giving you, what do you need? Here. Do you need this? Do you need food? Here. Do you need a car? Here. Yeah. And I believe that I'm doing good. That's what? I'm being kind. So I am actually very balanced on my Hesed side, on my kindness side. However, when it's no discipline on giving, the Gevora is discipline, is restriction. So if I give you too much, what am I creating in you? Okay, dependence. Good. That's a good one. How much is dependence from the light? If I'm making you dependent on me to control you, is that kindness?
If that's
Sometimes you don't know that's your intention. Huh?
It's manipulative sometimes.
Yeah, but we don't know that we're doing it.
Oh,
Sometimes we don't know. I mean, if we are doing it consciously and like knowing what we're doing, now we're going into a other level of darkness. But the majority of times we're giving you because we love you or because we don't love ourselves enough, so we are giving it away. So there's the imbalance in so many ways, and we are so not clear. I love you, so I give you everything you ask for. Is that because I love you or because I don't love myself enough that I cannot say no?
It could be guilt that you're giving so much.
That's right. It could be guilt. And we can get sick physically because we're already sick emotionally. Because at that point, we need a little work, which everybody does have and need. It's not like you need, it's like me need, you need, and everybody else need. So being conscious. So this is just a tip for the counting of the Omer, and it's connected to the tree of life. I know it's a little more, another probably 5 classes will help us to understand better, but at least this is a tip for next year. We can have even an app. You download the app, you count it, but then I would like for you to understand it. Oh, today we're working on discipline, on love. So, Mom, can I have a Ferrari? My retirement versus the Ferrari. Honey, of course. Here is my Ferrari. How old are you? 17. Why am I doing that? See now, that's a very obvious, like very exaggerated. Welcome everybody. Anna, Laura, Leslie, Princess, welcome. So that is a very exaggeration of an example, but that's exactly it. And now on power, today we'll talk about power. The power I have and how I manage it, and how I can see people through their actions and how they manage their power. And if I manage my power in an unbalanced way, it means so much. It can mean that I can be a bully. But I feel like a good person. What are you talking about? Because it's also denial. Who wants to see that they are bullies? Nobody. You should see my husband. When I remember we were discussing Kabbalah at home, we have these conversations, and he'll call me, you are so he told me. I'm like, you stop bullying me. You're just envious. We were having these deep discussions about, and discussions that when you have certain level of consciousness, you're capable to have. But you need to know. Kabbalah and Judaism actually has a lot of spirituality. But the majority of the temples don't teach it. Basically nobody. And it's the experience of Shabbat is so like empty sometimes.
Is that more reform or leaning towards Orthodox that forget it?
Well, yeah, the Orthodox people, but not everybody, they learn this. However, only men. See, so right now we are sinning. We're being sinners together by the and all women. Gevura means discipline, restriction, yeah, and judgment. See, judgment, like judging a little bit. Like I'm very strict. You know, the math teachers, the accountants, the people who are they have 4s in the date of birth. Those are very Gevoreños. I call them Gevoreños. They like strict. They're very detail oriented. No flexibility.
If they have 4s in
4s in the like April 20. April. Yeah, you can. That's numerology. So we talk about that one later. All right. So everybody got it. We are in the 42nd day of the Omer, and when we get to the 50, we're gonna get Shavuot. Everybody got that. We also realized a little bit about the tree of life. We learned a little bit about it. Yes. Absolutely. I have a few. You know, when you have ADHD, you repeat things. All right. So we got the tree of life, a good concept that I would like for you to keep in mind and learn a little bit about it. Unfortunately, I don't have where to draw, but you have this. You see this what says dot? This one, the odd, is here. Very good. It means, how can I say this in English? Let's see if I remember. It means, I don't even remember in Spanish now. The odd is like discern. Thank you. Is discerning, meaning the discerning, meaning it is very a connect. This one is one of the most important connections to Hashem and to our higher self here. Well, when you are connected and you are balanced, what is close to here? My mouth. This is communication. And now that takes me into Sivan, which is the month of communication. And we'll get there now. So this is discerning. How can I discern correctly? When I am balanced. If no, I will always have a view that is shadow. I have shadows in my view, and I will have decisions. I will make decisions based on my judgment, based on, I don't like Black people. I don't like gay people. I don't like lawyers. I don't like teachers. And today I had a patient that used to say something quite interesting. He said, the old people. I'm like, yeah, let's define old people. And he'll say, over 50. I'm like, look, I'm 45, I'm 52. And I said, so am I included? No, you're not included. I'm like, you see how you are so no. He didn't know my age. So according to him, I was not old in his, you know, in his, and that's how cloudy can be your judgment. He was 25. And yeah. Yeah, I know. We want to kill them all. I know.
We won't tell him.
So this is how cloudy our judgment can be. What old means to you, what old, you see? So it's the importance of this is such an important center of our body. So when you're having issues with here, the coughing, or you're having issues, think about what you haven't said truthfully. That your heart is not being projected with your words. You're not being completely truthful. So you start, and it's taking too long for you to actually be honest with yourself first and with others, that then we start already affecting our physical body. If you remember, this is the physical world. This one right here, Malhut, okay, is the physical world where your bodies are, where our bodies are. And everything else that we have, which means Keter, Chokmah, Bina, you know, Hesed, Geborah, Tiferet, all that, those are currents of spiritual forces that come to clean and to balance. And when it's unbalanced, let's say one of the one from communication, which we're going to start now, is Hod, and is represented by the brother of Moses, Moshe. What is his name? The Cohen, Aaron, yes. So this Sephirot Hod is represented by Aaron, and Moshe is Netzach, and Yesod is Yosef. Yesod, Yosef. Anyway, so communication, if I'm not being truthful with myself and others, for some reason I stay quiet, or I lie so I can be liked, or I lie because I'm afraid to be myself. And little by little, I'm getting sick. When you start feeling physical symptoms, you need to know. Go to the Tree of Life, you go to Chabad, you ask me, you ask Rabbi, and then we can probably talk a little bit. Okay, what haven't you do truthfully? Are you lying to somebody? What is it what you don't want to express? No, my husband want to have sex every night and I don't. And I don't want to say it. This is the truth. I mean, that's the truth, fact of life. And you don't want to say, you don't want to be rejected. All of that stuff is there and it's here. So discerning when to say, how to say it, how to decide. So this is the beauty. This is so amazing. I love it. You all know I'm converted to Judaism, right? Okay, good. If you don't know it, now you know it. Yeah. Yes, of course. Talk louder so they can hear you. I know.
I can't hear anything she's saying or whoever.
When you're going to from Ruach to Neshama, the Ruach is like the
Get stuck.
this triangle. I know it in Spanish, but okay, continue. I'm sorry.
That it's our, so when I do meditation, we say the throat is our powerhouse. What we say, what we don't say, how we say things. You could say, I love you, or I don't like you. We can yell at our children, or we can just, shower them with love all through our voice. And I think, and that's the difference between those of us that might get stuck here, right? Versus those of us that are in a more enlightened plane and living in that. And it's all based, and right in the middle is right here. How do I talk to myself? How do I talk to other people? How do I talk to my children, my coworkers, the people around me, the strangers at the grocery store? I feel like it's like you go from an unenlightened being into a higher being, and it's all based on this.
Which is exactly why Kabbalah exists. I mean, that's exactly, we come from a very dense reality, but we can make it easier for everybody as long as we take responsibility and not and not allow ourselves to always be a victim.
It's really
She's talking about this one.
we go from the ego to victim, everyone's against me, I don't like anyone, yada, yada, yada.
That will be this one. She's talking about the victim behavior. He goes into into this piece. Okay? This is the triangle of the ego. This is the triangle of the inner child. See? Yeah, that's why Kabbalah and psychology are so alike. And that's why when I started studying psychology and Kabbalah and then Torah, I'm like, but this is the same thing all over. See, is the growth of, of the human being, the connection to himself, like it's so amazing. So going back to Hod, which is this guy right here. Yeah. Yes, Hod. So Hod is communication. And now we're going to talk about the month of Sivan. Let's see. So in Sivan, we have Hod is communication, and who's the guy who represents it? Aaron. Remember? I told you that. And now in Sivan, it's interesting that it's the month of communication. So Hod, all right, the month of Sivan, communication. And you see that in this part right here, we have three in the tree of life, we have 1, 2, and 3 columns, right? The right one, the left one, and the center one. And when you go to the center one, you will see Keter, Da'at, Tiferet, Yesod, and Malchut, which are tremendous and very important sefirot. And what they say in Kabbalah is that Sivan is air, And Keter, the Torah is from the Keter and comes straight down to Malchut, which means to us here. Is the gift from the air, meaning from the heavens, to us in Malchut. You know, the codes that come with it, which I just gave you a few. See all the codes that come behind it. That is the majesty of being able to open. That's why when I was doing a little bit of the breathing, it's for you to, and you open. So when you're receiving wisdom, you open, your ego slows down and allow himself to receive. I'm give you a personal story. We were in Safat. You know what Safat? Safat is in Israel. And it's a very, very mystic, but also artistic place. A lot of artists there, they sell. So we went there and we stayed in a place called Ascension, or close by. And it was class of Chabad, pure Kabbalah, 3 in the morning. Love it. So I'm that type of girl. I love to study until 3, 4 in the morning. But the thing is that my teacher will never give me nothing to drink. He will never, in class of Torah or Kabbalah, give me like a drink or beer or whiskey. That was not in the book, at least not in my book. And when I went to Chabad, they brought whiskey. I'm like, and I look at them like, what's going on here? I said, wait. And then the answer was, I need to entertain your ego, meaning your first part of the body, the more dense, so he can be entertained and allow your neshama to listen. Huh? And I found that so interesting. Even when you do the challah, what do you do? And you get the little piece out. What you're doing is like you're burning that piece. It's is a representation of giving a piece to the ego. See, so in Chabad, they all gave us that. I mean, I was not used to drink, so I didn't, and I didn't need but your ego makes you go to sleep, especially because the times to study Torah is after 1 in the morning. It's after nighttime. It's a window from 1 a.m. to a little further even. And that's when the cielos oh my God,
Stars.
are open. See, like when you want something to be heard up there, you do your prayers after 2 a.m. From 2 to 4.
You're awake.
No, you will be awake because you need the favor, right? So it will be open.
Any of that?
It's mysticism, actually. It doesn't have to do with astrology. That's your question, correct? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Sivan. Everybody awake still? Nobody wants to hate me or hit me? It's a mystic hour. It's a mystic hour. So you start doing tefillin. I'll tell you, tefillin and stuff like that, you do it in the nighttime. Like tefillin, which means psalms. The psalms, you do it in the nighttime. But not nighttime 7 to 10. It's when it's going actually to be the other day. See, like next day. From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's the time for mystics to learn.
I was in Sfas.
Huh?
I was there more than once, but one time I was there for several months.
In Sfat?
With somebody, a friend who was Chabad.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
you know what I'm
went to
saying.
try and study Tanya with Chabad.
Tanya is the Zohar of the Chabad. Zohar, I don't know, you guys know what the Zohar is, but okay. So there's a lot of concepts today. Hopefully everybody's, I mean, I didn't lose anybody. Okay, good. All right, so okay, so let's do Sivan. So Sivan is a month where we receive the Torah. And the Torah is in Sivan, it's considered in the middle, in the third column, the middle column is air. So I was talking about this, right? When I'm talking, what I'm using. Besides my body, I'm using air. right? So air is a very important mm, how they say it in oh, God.
Element.
Element, thank you. So here you have that. So the element, air, and the body part is the left foot, which is hot. See? Left foot on left leg, here, leg is hot, communication in the body. See how everything starts matching up without even thinking. I mean, I know I'm making it easy, but you see, so in the communication, when somebody is unbalanced on communication, I tell you what, you would know unbalance on communication in a lot of professions. Communication, journalism. Right now, we are in an era of social media. A lot of air, you know. It's Aquarius is also air, and Gemini is also air. So now we start the month of Gemini, and Gemini is air. A lot of misunderstandings. The caring of you taking care of your tongue, depending on how you talk. She was saying about how the importance of this center, right? I say this and I say that. To love you, to hate you, to make you, to break you. However, everything I say is also can become my reality because the word is a creation. So imagine how important it is. It's so important, isn't it? Making sure that what I'm saying is honest. I'm being humble enough. I'm being, that is my higher self talking before me and not my ego, you know, yeah. And when I wanted to say this, you know, in this part of, in these centers, what type of secrets we have in this part of our bodies. The majority, oh my God, we'll put this here. The majority of people have secrets with this part of their bodies. They were abused. They used their bodies in different ways. They were probably not proud of. So imagine. And then the more dense we are here, we cannot continue up. You understand now? Mm-hmm. We come from the dense life, and then we start refining our body to become an adult in the planet. Not anymore a child. Studying this is like, hey, I would like to be more than a victim. I would like to be more than being pushed around. I can take responsibility of what I'm doing with my life. It's so beautiful if we think about it. So people who have experiences with that part of their body, which is mostly the whole planet, people keep secrets. And the more secrets you keep, the more sick you become. You don't have to share it with the world, but you can share with at least with somebody, and you can integrate it into yourself. Integrate it means forgive it, accept it. Yes, I had an abortion. Yes, I was unfaithful. Whatever that is. Whatever. Yes, I lied. Those things are the things that actually they say, and this is not Kabbalah, that when we die, well, this is when we die, what they say that you go in and see a movie of your life. Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. And you know how they get you to come back? Through guilt. If you feel guilty about something, you see what you did. So self-forgiveness, self-integration is the key of evolution and connection to Hashem. The self. I am who I am is the name of God in Hebrew, as a matter of fact. I am who I am, which means what? I am who I am. Yes, with all my mistakes, with the things that I've done wrong, I am who I am. And I forgive myself. I want to improve myself. That's the secret of evolution. It sounds simple for some. It sounds super complicated for others. And there are the ones that don't even know or don't even care. All right, so we have the left foot, and then we have Gemini. And now, who's Gemini here? Oh my God. So I'm gonna give some good. 2 Geminis. All right, that's pretty amazing. So what is the month of Sivan is the month of communication. It's air. Okay, so what we're doing today by studying Torah, we are kind of every time oh no, this is not today. It's in Rosh Chodesh. When you do Rosh Chodesh, and you know the ceremony we do is to dominate the energy of the month and not that the energy of the month dominate you. Realize that we do this on the nighttime, which is when the moon is out. And some people believe that the moon energy is amazing, but it's actually not. I love the moon. So I felt so sad when I learned that. I'm like, what? But I like the moon. However, the moon energy is to be dominated. You see the waters, when the moon is full, the waters start moving. And the waters are the emotions in your body. So they start moving and people start changing their mood. See? So it is for us to dominate. So when we do Rosh Chodesh, they call the name of the month and all that when we go to the services. When you have the knowledge, you realize that those prayers are not for you to just celebrate that is a new month. You analyze what the energy is and you take responsibility from it. And instead of being the victim of the energy, you use it with consciousness. So Gemini people is very smart. They are very smart. They're very intellectual, but also it's hard for them to connect here if they're unbalanced. See, if they're not corrected. We all have our weak side and our strong side. So in their strong side is a person who can talk well, is a person who is very smart, they can do business well, they can be very. However, on the non-corrected side, which is what we do when we count the Omer and when we learn the limitations and qualities that we want to correct, then it's when we start correcting ourselves. And instead of being this way or this way, we'll be just balanced. Any questions for now or comments? You guys, Princess, Anna?
I just had a left foot injury for 2 years, so that's funny. We have something to unpack there.
All right, that's why I invited you today. And thank you for coming, Princess.
Thank you.
It's also the feminine side, correct? The left side is the feminine side, is the mom. Huh? Yes, and energetically speaking, and when you are helping people to heal, if it's something is going on in your left side, it's important that you realize what's going on probably with your mommy, your relationship with your mom, and the women of your life and your feminine energy. If you're allowing it to be. If you have issues with your feminine energy, you have it in your mom, you have issues with prosperity. It's incredible. It's like math, but it's not math. It's impressive. I'm like,
Marcela, can I share that I also was jobless for those 2 years?
of course, honey, you just did. So well, that's an example. See, not everybody is like a clock, but it's kind of like that. So let's talk about the planet. What is the planet? Who knows a little bit about planets? Nobody? All right. So the planet for this month, for the month of Sivan, is Mercury, which is the planet of communication. See? So planet of communication, air. See? Hod, left hot. See? Incredible. Who wants to read? Oh, but I don't want them not to hear it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys, but read it out loud so they can listen.
What are we reading?
Wait. Here, this one, the one, that one. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, read the whole thing from the top. The first page. Sivan is the third month. Who wants to read it? Let's see. Nancy.
Sivan is the third month of the Hebrew calendar, known as the month of Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. It represents the culmination of the 49-day journey from Egypt, moving from raw liberation to structured divine wisdom.
Excellent. Did you understand, guys? Leslie, did you hear it?
It was hard to hear.
Sivan is the third month of the Hebrew calendar, known as the month of Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. It represents the culmination of the 49th day journey from Egypt, moving from raw liberation. What is raw liberation? How do you interpret that?
You're free.
What is raw?
Chaos. Kind of chaotic.
Okay, kind of chaotic. What else?
Fast or rush. In a rush.
In a rush, okay. You know how I interpret this? That when we leave, let our kids go to college and they're 17 and they have their own apartments, and you go to the, that's how I see it. No guidance, nothing. And they really want to go and do whatever. It's there and no restriction or discipline at all. I remember the day I left my kid there, and then I realized it was a whole building, all teenagers. And first I'm like, what did this did? Oh my God. It was not the best time of my life. Leslie is like, oh. Well, that's exactly raw. It's a raw liberation. That's what it is. So raw and not mature at all. To a structure and divine wisdom, which is what we expect Torah to bring into our life. However, the interpretation of Hesed, which is the kindness that Torah can bring into our life, versus the Gevurah, which is the rules and the restriction that doesn't connect with light, even though we think we do. If you think about it, when you connect with God, I don't know, but God doesn't. I remember having a conversation with Rabbi Gaston. That year, we decided to be thorough in our Pesach in every single aspect. And then here I am exhausted and I'm cleaning, finishing the whole thing. I'm like finally done, and I was happy. I'm done. And then he comes with a little conversation because he was studying Talmud. And then he comes and say, honey, look, it says in it, so he had a cup with wine. Did I tell you this? Okay, a cup with the wine. And then he comes and say, look, in the Talmud says that in the Talmud, or yeah, I think it was in the Talmud, it says that it has to be 2 milliliters with, I don't know how many. And I look at him like this. You really think God has time for you and to measure your cup? Do you really think that God is so, that he's not busy at all to come into this house and check on your milliliters? And I got so angry. I'm like, oh no, honey, I already did all that, so I can go through the process and learn it. But it's not like I am sure that this is not going to save my soul. I am sure. Listen, he got like,
What if
I'm
it
like,
was 2.2 milliliters? What would happen?
Yeah, I mean, oh, and so I told him, oh my God, go and hit yourself outside, because if you don't get the true meters in the right way, you're gonna be punished.
What he say?
He got,
He
he
walked
didn't
away.
know. Yeah, he walked away, and I'm like, don't ever even dare to come this kitchen ever again with that type of thing. I kind of like blew it off. I'm like, I did all this. I put all this paper on it. I cleaned the whole, and you coming up with the 2 millimeter thing, I'm gonna burn it. Anyway, so that's how it is. We become very strict, very judgmental, very into make it perfect, and we are more far and far away from our heart. So really, up to what point, if that connects you to Hashem, amazing. But if it doesn't, and it's making you fight at home, and it's making you fight with your kids, with your husband, how is that light?
Especially if God's supposed to be a forgiving God. Thank
And
you.
I don't know, but I can judge you and look at you over my shoulder because you're not religious enough, or because you're not pretty enough. I don't know, whatever. In our mind, what about we just live in a balanced way? I don't want to keep you. It's 8 o'clock. Do you want to continue a little bit more, or you want to leave? All right. Mine,
No, we didn't.
we did, but you guys
We
came a
only
little
four of us
later.
here.
That's why I wrote the names, because I didn't know anybody's. But let's do it again. Thank you very much.
Melanie,
Jill,
All right, hold on. Let's do this again. We have Jill. Jill. All right, and
Robin,
Robin, Deborah,
Jenny,
Jenny,
Lori,
Stacy, Nancy.
Melanie,
and you two, present yourselves.
Leslie,
Who else is there?
I'm in my pajamas, but I'm Princess. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
no judgment.
I wouldn't know.
All right, and Anna. Eh, Anna is, no, Princess is the one in pajamas. Anna is there, but I don't see you. So anyway, guys, it has been a super pleasure. If you have any questions, I'm here.
thank you.
All right. Did you learn something new?
Yeah, yeah. Did you?
Yes, Rabbi put everything in the chat.
In that room. Yeah, Rabbi was there too.
Yes.
And you got to say stuff, but no, tonight.
Yes. I like it. I'm glad that you like it. Yes, I'm gonna start coming more often. It's just more about me organizing myself so I can come early. And another thing, I don't know you guys if you like retreats, but we're gonna have a retreat in October after the high holidays. It's 3 days. So cool.
what, did you say over the high holiday?
No, after.
after.
I'm sorry?
You said after the high holidays, not
Yes,
over.
it's on October 9th to 11. And it's gonna be in October 9 to 11. It's gonna be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and everything is included: the hotel, the food, and the retreat. And it's in, oh my God, silver. It's we're gonna start doing them also eventually with the synagogue. But if you guys would like to come, it's gonna be hypnosis, regression. It is in Florida, yes. Silver. Give me 1 minute. No, I find it. Just a minute. Let me just.
That's when you're gonna do.
Yeah. Give you 1 minute. Are you asking for us to do that? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk to Gaston because she was part of our group of the first time that we started Kabbalah classes. And Gaston decided not to do it lately. I think he did a second level. And this year it might work. It was in our office. It was in our,
Where is that?
in Davie.
Ah.
Yes, we did a second. Okay, if we find enough interest, then we can have it. It's more like we wanna, I mean, at this point, we have to start on level 1. Yeah, which is
Are
okay.
you talking about starting a Kabbalah? Because I've been asking him. Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to him. I mean, you guys are learning a little bit of Kabbalah here in these classes. I mean, if you keep coming, you'll become, and yeah.
What made you convert?
Okay, sit down.
Yeah,
I-
have heard this.
Well, I didn't like my life. And I was invited to this seminar that it was self-improvement. But I didn't, little I knew that the guy who created the seminar was actually doing a seminar based on this. But he didn't tell anybody. The first one was based on the ego, which was these 3. And then second level, it was this 3. Third level, it was this 3. Fourth, and I went on to the 5. And then on top, the seminars were like, you're gonna see the Torah, let's say the temple. The seminar he will make the temple for real, and us pray and do like a life. So, and also the Sefirot. So I learned the Torah, and then I will go to the seminars, and and he will teach me Torah 4 hours, 6 hours weekly. So I would learn, and I was fascinated with all what he was teaching. So then one day I went to a synagogue because I wanted to know if what he was teaching was true, to see if he was Hebrew, and if like I didn't know. So then I started going to the conservative one, but of course I never found what I found there in the synagogue. I never did. So I always felt like, why this is not taught in the synagogues? Why people don't know? So I realized how people were so separated from themselves. They were connected to the community, but not to themselves, not to Hashem. So I felt so, like sad. Anyway, so I remember praying that I wanted to convert. That I said, I want to show Hashem how much I love him. And my way was to convert him. And then
Buenos Aires?
no, I'm not Argentinian. They wish they had this beauty there. I always say that he's like, I'm Colombian. They wish they had. So anyway. So humble. And so anyway, I told myself that I wanted to convert, but I was going to the synagogue in Tamarack for 8 years, and I took my son. I remember the first time I took him, and he was 4. I didn't know anything about politics, and you have to be a Jew to start in a Jewish day school. I had no clue. I just went, and I asked the principal, I want my son to start here, and she looked at me like, really? I said, yeah. And why? I'm like, because I don't want him to be taught in Christianity or anything like that. I want him to be Jewish. But why? I'm like, because I've been studying Torah and I like it and all that, but I was not converted at all. I just liked it. And then they called the rabbi. I was so innocent, had no clue what was going on. And the rabbi looked at me like, really? Tell me more. And so I told him, and then he said, let her be here. So they allowed my kid, my son, to start the class, and I started going to the shul, and look my life. I used to go to Shabbat at 6 p.m., which was such a rush for me, and because I was a single mom. So Shabbat at 6 p.m. And then with my Kabbalistic friends, Shabbat at 8:30
Oh.
up to, and the Kabbalistic version, the Kabbalistic versions were 3 hours, only Friday. 3 hours, and it was long, and the meaning of every single Psalm 29, what it means and why you use it for. Psalm da 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 da. See, yeah, and I left. No, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Here I was coming back home from Shabbat. Until one day, I decided. Rabbi came and say, "Are you going to convert one day?" I'm like, "Is that an option?" So of course it's an option. I'm like, I didn't know. I don't think I need it. And he's like, you sure? And I said, I don't need it. I'm in here 8 years already with you. My kid went to school with you. And I have a double dip every single week for everything. Pesach, everything was double dipper. Everything. I'm like, you really need me to? And I said, okay, what do I need to do? Sign up here. You're like, sign. I'm like, oh, I'm signing. I mean, he was like, and then I went to the class and I realized the class was in Miami and the Torah. So I was there and then I saw the class. Oh yeah. He married me too. And then I went there and I saw the class. It was so mental. Too much of culture. Huh?
Yeah. Not enough spiritual, too much mental.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Too much culture, community, rituals, the mikveh, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, and where's your Hashem here? Where's
But you did it.
no, of course I did it.
What year?
Huh. My son he's 23 now, so it's more than 14 years ago. Yeah, he was very young.
So why isn't it in temple, regular synagogue?
Well,
Is there a divide
this is,
like between?
yeah, well, this is what I honestly believe. There is a klipa. You know what klipa is? Like a spiritual veil in the Jewish community that separates them from the connection. And it's almost created in purpose. And because we don't know it, we share it with the rest of the community. And we share the anger with Hashem, but we don't share the connection. So it's a klipa. I can see it and I can feel it. And it's so hard for some people. They get angry. When you start bringing light or talking about Torah or spirituality, people start getting angry, getting their ego possess them. And that's the klipa right there. Yeah. Yeah. And they go away for other traditions because that other tradition teach them how to feel complete with their own soul, which is it's not true. Yes, it's a division, and from enlighten, it's kind of a fight for our soul, and we don't realize that because we are too much as a community, as a Jewish community, we're too much into the politics, we're too much into everything else except the evolution of our soul, and it works for a lot of people. It works for me to make you feel afraid and rejected so you can donate for me. I mean, I'm sorry. This is controversial, but it's true. I can make you very afraid and I can make they hate you. And we're here to defend you. It could be true for a certain point, but is it all the time and for everybody? I don't know. If it's, yeah. And not necessarily.
About labels?
Yeah, it's about a bunch of stuff. I remember Gaston and me, we went to Colombia for one time, and he had a kippah, and then he had a cup that says Argentina, and I take it off. And he said, what, the cup or the yarmulke? And I said, the cup. I said, the cup. It says Argentina. I'm like, that's right. Take it off. And said, and do I leave the yarmulke? I'm gonna say, yeah, leave the yarmulke. And he said, but anti-Semitism, not in Colombia. And then and I asked the custom girl, which is better for him, the Argentinian or the yarmulke? The yarmulke. We protect you here. And
Yeah.
Interesting.
None?
Very
There's no-
interesting, Marcela.
There's a strong Argentinian.
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's
sorry?
no
I gotta go.
anti-Semitism or not a lot, it's not prevalent in
Mm,
Colombia?
well, the no, it's not. Very little. I mean, honestly, there were some incidents. I don't know how many years ago, but the community, the Jewish community in Colombia is very respected and very, yeah.
Thank you so
I
much.
have to turn the air
Listen,
back up.
I'm going up to North Carolina next week for the summer
Oh, okay.
because I have a home in the
You can
mountains
tell me this.
and I have a, well, I have a
No, just the
hiking.
James.
No, I have a hiking visit, so I take it. on.
Oh, no
And they've all
way.
been up to
You
my
have a hiking business? That's cool. I love
We'll
it.
be down 2 weekends, so I'll be on Friday night, one in June, one in.
See you then.
We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But in the
Hey,
fall, I'll be back.
Marcela.
Except
Leslie.
October.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in with you.
Oh.
When it comes to that.
Oh, well, if you need or want to know about the retreat, just ask.
I would, but.
And on the book, on the,
Go in
the summer, during summer, or is this the last class, or
Mm,
does it end, do you know?
I don't
I don't
know.
think she knows.
I was just a substitute.
Most of
teacher.
them don't. But most of the
For
rest-
free.
Oh, next week is that other, right? The
Oh, yeah.
four rabbis.
Leslie, you were, it was nice seeing you. I thought we were gonna talk.
Yeah, well, I spoke to your assistant today, Ramon. I'm trying to get in with you.
All right, so I see you around.
Well, I can't drive yet. I had 3 spine procedures in the past few.
We
Yeah,
can talk on the phone. Oh,
yeah. So we'll do it that way.
no, you can, we can talk to me online. It's okay. Oh,
Yeah, he was supposed to call me back. I didn't hear back from him today, so I'm waiting to find out when you're available next week.
all right,
So,
Mom.
are you there? Are you at Temple tomorrow night? Because my son said he's going to drive me for services.
Yes, I'm gonna be here tomorrow.
I'll see
Ciao,
you tomorrow.
Marcela. Nice to meet
Thank
you,
you so
Leslie.
much.
Bye, princess.
Bye-bye. Take
Bye.
care. Shabbat
Leslie,
shalom.
oh, well, no, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow night. I forgot. Have somebody coming. Bye, Anna.
So I didn't remember that you had told me that part of the